Be me. 30-year computer repair technician who works from home. Dad and daughter drop by my repair shop with custom-built computer for some upgrades. It's for his daughter to play games on. Computer is older, has hard drive and only 8 GB of RAM and a GTX 960. I tell them it's too old to upgrade, have to replace most of the parts. I quote a nice new motherboard, power supply, etc. It's going over budget. I have a GTX 1080 that I got for free, so I offer to put that in for like $100 in order to save some money. Dad agrees. Dad suddenly gets phone call. It's his work saying he has to come in immediately because there's some sort of emergency. Daughter wants to stay because I'm almost done upgrading the computer and Dad agrees, telling her to call her mom when she's ready to be picked up. My dumbass doesn't think much of it, too busy messing with computer. Girl and I are now alone. She asks how much an RTX 4070 would be and frowns when I tell her the price. Says she can't afford that, and I tell her that we can easily upgrade her video card later. She asks me if I have one in stock and I say yes. She gets quiet for a while and continues to watch me work. Anon, if you put the 4070 in there, I'll let you fuck me. I almost drop my screwdriver in surprise and ask if she's serious. She's rather shy about it, but I realize she's serious. Be me. Join Reddit like the beta I am. Not much there, full of libtards though. Join r, history memes cause I'm bored f. See this meme targeted against certain ruler from the Balkans. Upvote and comment on the meme because I also hate the aforementioned ruler. Post gets banned for some reason. The op reaches out to me to thank me for sharing his opinion. We talk and become good friends. I find out the op is a girl. It is rare to find a lass into medieval history in general, so I fall in love with her. The main reason she hates the aforementioned ruler is because they traumatize her. I accidentally trigger her trauma twice because I'm an insensitive klutz. Post more memes against the aforementioned ruler, but they all get suspiciously banned. The cucks at Reddit HQ ban her several times, so she keeps making new accounts. They eventually realize I'm her partner in crime and they ban me too. She is probably the closest I will ever get to finding a soulmate. Miss her crazy. I'm never using Reddit again. Any advice for getting over this? What hurts the most is that we did not break up but were forced apart by Reddit mod cucks. Be me. Jacking off in my bed yesterday. Internet went out, so just jacking off to my thoughts. Start remembering a porn scene. Furiously rubbing it now. Not doing it. Remembers the girl getting a massive facial. Start imaging it's me giving it to her. Not doing it. Try something next.mp4. Start jacking off to trannies just to see what would happen. I don't regularly fap to tranny porn, I only know about it because of /gif/. Not doing it. Up the ante by going to femboys. Not doing it. Mind starts wandering to a memory of a twink getting destroyed missionary, such a web of it in /gif/ again. Almost doing it. Imagine it's me getting my mutt butt colonized. Fucking coons all over myself. Am I gay? Should I just end it all? Is there any saving me? How can I cleanse my mind of this? I don't know what to do and I might just ramble, but I'll try to greentext it. Be me. I made attendance. Early 30s. Married. Kids. House. Dogs, all of it. Well respected in friend group. Keep getting promotions, more work/pay/stress. On paper life going well but feel like shit. The one area of my life that feels the worst is my relationship with my wife. Start to Google shit to try to troubleshoot to myself and my relationship. Wife barely tries when it comes to us but is a decent person in all other categories. It's been like 7 years since this trend has been going on. TLDR is I think he might be being emotionally abused and neglected. And I don't know what to do. Yes, I have made it known on several occasions that my needs aren't being met. No, neither one of us are cheating. Any help, ideas, questions, please help. Me, been friends with this guy for 15 plus years since we were teens. He was an orphan, struggled with depression and mental issues. I took him as my little brother in a way. Helped him out, paid for meals, invited him over on Christmas with my family, etc. Always encouraged him to get his life together, told him I hoped he'd call me one day saying life was going great, had a family, doing well financially. I've always been financially stable, with investments, a well-paying career, and side gigs. Last year, he brings up a business idea, importing card games, Pokemon and stuff. Eventually I bring a friend as an investor, with him handling sales and inventory. We start the business, things go well for a year, making good money. Then he has a mental breakdown, disappears for a month, no contact. We think he's dead, then he shows up saying we weren't taking it seriously and some other stuff. Me and the other investor are like, yeah, we're not continuing to invest in you, if this is how you're handling things. Our friendship gets awkward but we still hang out, just no more business. I end up dealing directly with the shop that sold the products, cutting him out. A few months later, my friend sends the IRS and police to the store, claims we sold counterfeit items, and spreads lies to the wholesaler to cut us off. Things go from 100 to 0 fast. Me, artist on disability in apartment. Live across from married Asian couple. A year ago the husband goes for a overseas trip for the first time. Go out for a smoke late as I usually do. Wife is wandering around the house in panties. Am shocked but just go out the front to smoke, thinking she didn't see me. She comes out on the balcony and stares at me a few seconds before going back in. A year passes, almost thinking I imagined the entire thing. Husband leaves on another trip. Late at night go out for another smoke. She's vacuuming in the middle of the night just in panties. Wonder what the fuck is going on. Me a couple years ago. Playing pool at a bar to improve and put myself out there. Too shy to ask anyone so I'm literally playing by myself. Girl walks in surrounded by 3 or 4 orbiters. These guys were obvious betas who wouldn't be anywhere near a bar if it weren't for their girlfriend. Girl comes up and silently puts quarters down so they can have the table next. A minute later a guy comes up and asks to play for the table. This is a problem because if I agreed, he'd technically be skipping ahead of girl and crew. Social anxiety kicking in. Before I could say anything the girl comes flying in. Gets in this guy's face and starts telling him off, pointing at her quarters. She shoots me a glance before returning to her group of submissive incels. Relieved because I didn't have to talk to a normie and explain that he'd be cutting. I took a moment to think about how humiliating it was for those guys to follow her around like that. They were signaling to the world how terrible they were with women. So passive that they had to follow one around like how a reverie follows a shark. I left feeling satisfied I could see the difference between me and those actual betas. Had I known what I knew now, I think I would have stayed and tried to play a game with them. The truth is I thought her assertiveness was attractive. If I was being honest with myself I would have realized I was hardly different from her orbiters, barely capable of human interaction. Instead, I left and it's been years since, years of sitting in my apartment alone behind a computer screen. So much for being a Sigma. Me. Have long distance GF. She isn't active on social media. Every once in a while her phone breaks and she'll be unable to talk to me for a week or 2. We express genuine love for each other each time we do get to talk. Feel very disconnected from her. Happen to have her friend as a contact. She's active on Snap and semi-active on Instagram. I text her all the time and we have a lot of things in common. Start noticing I think about her a little too much. Told myself I was just being a horny coomer. Came to the realization it's not. Brothers, I think not being in touch with my girlfriend is making me go crazy and start having thoughts about her friend. I'm losing my mind. What do? Me. Assigned a rushed web dev code monkey project. Initially told it has to be built in 5 days. On Monday she tells me the timeline is pulled forward, has to be done by Wednesday a.m. Send her 4 important questions that caught my attention when I reviewed the project specs. Worked late into the evening and managed to get everything done a day ahead of schedule yesterday. Believed I'd succeeded. Came across a few more questions in the project specs, nothing major, but made a note of them. Sent her the questions I had about the project specs, just to make sure I didn't miss anything. She answers the questions I sent over yesterday in 20 minutes, calculated based on the time between the email send, then adds the VP and my direct manager in the email thread, tells them I fucked up because I should have sent most of those questions on Monday. One of the VPs, a former project manager, is on her side, and gave a 15-minute lecture about this situation in front of the entire team. He didn't mention my name, but since there's only 2 developers, most people knew it was about me. This is the 3rd she's escalated to upper management in the last month. It doesn't make sense that asking a few questions that took 20 minutes to answer requires escalating to her boss.